Hi, I'm Patricia, instructor of Oud Fashion Studio. In this video, I'm going to give you some tips and tricks that you can do at home to clean your sewing machine, whether you have a basic model or a more advanced one. This will work all across any sewing machine so that you can do this at home. Just a side note, this should not replace your maintenance and service that your sewing machines may need if there's something wrong with them. If you're experiencing some noises and something is not working properly, there may be something a little bit more that's out of your range that needs to be fixed on your sewing machine. So I highly recommend that you take it in, because these machines have a lot of moving parts on the inside that makes it work that we can't see. And it's better just to have a professional fix it for you, whether it's a new band or something there's might be wrong with the motor. You know, things can get a little bit more complicated on the inside, but the tips that I'm going to show you is something that you can do at home just to maintain your sewing machine so that you don't have to take it in so frequently. So let me go over the tools you're going to need to clean your sewing machine. Your sewing machine should already have a manual with it when you purchased it. If you lost it, you can always contact the company that makes your sewing machine to see if they have one that you can purchase or download. Lots of times you can find them online, or you can call and see if they can send you one. So your sewing machine should already have a small set of tools. You probably have something that looks like this. It's really short so that you can unscrew the little screws that are going to be right around the plate. And sometimes they come with a small little oil. If you don't have an oil, or if you've lost it or it's gotten too old, you can purchase an oil from a sewing machine distributor or your local craft store. It's made specifically for a sewing machine. You don't want to use any other random oil. Definitely not kitchen oil. It's not the same. And you probably have somewhere in your kit a little brush that looks like this. If you've lost it, or you just don't have it, or it's gotten too old, you can find yourself a little brush. This is made by Singer, and you can find this at your local craft store as well. The other item you should have in your sewing machine kit is a little plate or a little piece of metal that looks like this, and this is made so that you can unscrew the pieces on your sewing machine. If you've lost this, or you have no clue where it is, or you have no idea what it's meant for, that's what it is. If you've lost it though, get yourself a dime or a penny or something that fits your sewing machine so that you can unscrew things. So that always comes in handy just in case you've lost this piece. The other item you might need are a couple of Q-tips so that you can clean inside, a pack of new sewing machine needles, a lint-free rag so that you can wipe down your sewing machine, and a small bowl or a cup or something so that you can hold all your pieces in so that they don't roll away. Because if you lose a screw, it's going to be really hard to try and replace that screw, and you can't have a loose plate on your sewing machine. You might even have to reach out to your sewing machine company so that they can probably send you a new one, or maybe you can try and purchase one. But so you don't have to go through all that trouble. Make sure that you keep it safe in something so that you don't drop them. And lastly, it's nice to have a little pair of tweezers or something that you can pick out pieces of thread that have gotten stuck in the bobbin. Okay, so let's get started on cleaning your sewing machine. You want to make sure you have all your tools handy so that you can just reach over and grab the tool that you need for the next step. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to remove the compartment. So we're going to slide that off. Okay, you want to lift the lever, remove the foot. Put that foot in that little bowl that you have handy so that you can keep all the pieces together. Now you're going to remove the shank. Take the L screwdriver and remove the shank. If you don't have an L screwdriver, you can use one of these tools. You should already have one of these in your sewing kit, and that is easily accessible so that you can undo everything. The next thing you want to do is open where your bobbin is. take your bobbin out. Okay, now you're going to unscrew the needle plate. Your screw, your small screw that you do not want to lose, goes right in your bowl once again. And your second screw goes right in the bowl again too, so you don't lose it. The next thing you want to remove is the needle. And this is going to be trash if you've sewn too much with it. That's why you need a new pack of needles so that you can replace it. Now you want to remove your needle plate and put it aside. The next thing you want to do is open up the two hook retaining arms. So you want to open these up so that you can remove this part. You want to remove the hook race cover, which is this piece. And you also want to remove the hook where the bobbin sits. Next is you want to take this brush with the hard bristles and you want to clean out this area where there can be lint. Now what you want to do is take your lint-free cloth and clean out all the pieces. Okay, the next thing you want to do is you want to take your oil. In this particular model, it tells me in the manual that I have to add oil right on the side. Let that rotate a little. Okay, now you're ready to actually put it back together. That's all you need to do. As long as you've cleaned out the lint and you've put a little oil in it, you removed all the dust from the bottom, you're good to go. So now you're going to put it back together again. Close the retaining arms. Put your bobbin back in. Make sure that the bobbin lines up with the opening on the top so that it can just pop in. And there you go. Now you're going to put the plate back on. Make sure all the holes line up so that you can add your screws back in. If you see that you still have some areas that need to be cleaned out, you can take this Q-tip, for example. Mine was fairly clean, but if yours has a lot of dust in it still, you can take your bobbin and a Q-tip and clean the inside so that you can get all that lint that accumulates in here and clean all that out. And you can also kind of clean around here before putting your bobbin in, if that helps to kind of get that extra stuff out of there. Otherwise, the brush should really do the job unless you've been sewing a lot and there's just too much lint in there. And then you want to slide your compartment back in. The next thing you want to do is add your shank back on. Then you want to add your presser foot back on. Okay, and this is where you want your fresh needle. Make sure your needle is facing the right way and then tighten it so your needle doesn't slip out. Once all your pieces are put back together, make sure everything is sturdy and screwed in tight. You want to take your rag and just kind of clean the surface of it. Get all that extra lint right off, clean around it. You should be able to continue sewing after you do all your cleaning. And I hope those tips were helpful. Make sure that if there's any problems or you're experiencing noises with your sewing machine and it's more than just some basic maintenance that you need to do, take it into your local sewing machine dealer so that they can find out what's going on. If you like these tips and tricks, make sure you like this video and don't forget to follow this channel. You can always catch me on Instagram at Oud Fashion Studio, where there's more information that I like to share. Thank you for watching and stay tuned for the next lesson.